After 99% of deaths happen for these 5 reasons. How to avoid them and stay healthy. Have you ever stepped out of the shower feeling squeaky clean, only to notice a strange odor later? Or maybe you've dealt with itching, burning, or discomfort after using your favorite feminine wash. You're not alone, and more importantly, it's not your fault. Let me tell you about my friend Martha. She was 71 when she came to me in tears. She had been using scented wipes and special freshening sprays every day because she thought she smelled bad. But instead of feeling fresher, she started getting terrible yeast infections and constant irritation. She felt embarrassed, confused, and even ashamed. Then one day, her doctor told her something that changed everything. Your body isn't broken. In fact, it's doing exactly what it should. The problem is what you're putting on it. That moment was a wake-up call, not just for Martha, but for all of us who have been taught that cleanliness means fragrance and scrubbing away at our most sensitive areas. So today, we're diving deep into one of the biggest bathroom myths of all time, the belief that more soap equals more freshness, especially down there. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. Test Tube Part 1. Understanding the vaginal ecosystem. Let's start by talking about something most of us don't discuss openly, but it deserves our attention, the vaginal microbiome. You might think of this area as just another part of your body that needs cleaning, like your underarms or feet. But here's the truth. Your vagina is a self-regulating ecosystem. It's not just a passive part of your anatomy, it's a living, breathing system designed to protect itself. Think of it like a rainforest. Deep inside, there are billions of tiny organisms working together in perfect harmony. These good bacteria, mainly lactobacilli, produce lactic acid, which keeps the environment slightly acidic, a pH between 3.8 and 4.5. This acidity helps prevent harmful bacteria and yeast from taking over. When this balance is disrupted, things go wrong. Odor appears. Irritation follows. Infections bloom. And the surprising culprit? Often, it's not poor hygiene, it's over-hygiene. Shower Part 2, the soap trap, when cleanliness becomes a problem. Let me ask you a question. Do you use scented soap, wipes, sprays, or douches to keep yourself feeling fresh? If so, you're not alone. For decades, we've been sold the idea that we need to smell like lavender fields or tropical breezes, even in the most private parts of our bodies. But here's what those ads don't tell you. Those floral-scented products often contain alcohol, synthetic fragrances, and harsh chemicals that strip away the very bacteria your body needs to stay healthy. I remember using a popular brand of feminine wipes labeled gentle and pH balanced. But every time I used them, I'd feel dryness and tightness afterward. I assumed it was normal. It wasn't. One study published in the journal Obstetrics and Gynecology found that women who douched regularly were significantly more likely to experience bacterial vaginosis and yeast infections than those who didn't. Another study from the CDC linked frequent douching to higher rates of pelvic inflammatory disease, a serious condition that can lead to infertility. And yet, many of us still believe that if we don't scrub, spray, or wipe, we're somehow dirty. Let me clear this up once and for all. You are not dirty. You are not smelly. You are not flawed. Your body is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Speech Balloon Part 3, a personal journey from shame to empowerment. Let me take you back to my early 50s. I was dealing with recurring yeast infections and chronic dryness. I went to 3 different doctors before one finally sat me down and said, "You know, your symptoms aren't signs of disease. They're signs of imbalance. Let's talk about what you're using in the shower." We went through my routine step by step. Body wash? Check. Scented wipes? Check. Deodorant tampons? Double check. She gently explained that these products were disrupting my natural flora. Instead of helping, they were harming. She gave me one simple instruction. Stop using anything with fragrance. Stop wiping. Stop douching. Just rinse with warm water. It felt radical, like I was going against everything I'd been taught. But I did it. Within 2 weeks, the dryness disappeared. The itching stopped. I felt like myself again. That moment taught me an important lesson. Sometimes, the best care we can give ourselves is to let our bodies do what they already know how to do. So Part 4, what should you actually do? Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't clean down there. Of course, keeping the external area, the vulva, clean is important. But it's all about how you do it. Here's what the experts recommend. White heavy checkmark: use warm water only. For everyday cleaning, warm water is enough. It rinses away sweat and dead skin without stripping away protective oils or good bacteria. Why checkmark choose pH-balanced products sparingly? If you prefer a cleanser, choose one specifically formulated for intimate care. Look for no fragrance, no alcohol, no parabens, pH level around 4.0 to 4.5. Use it only on the outer lips, vulva, never internally. Why checkmarks say no to douching? Douching pushes water up into the vagina, washing away the good bacteria that protect you. It's unnecessary and potentially dangerous. Why checkmarks skip the wipes and sprays? They may feel refreshing, but they often contain irritants. If you want to feel fresh during the day, try plain water or unscented wipes made for sensitive skin. Why checkmark wear breathable cotton underwear? Synthetic materials trap moisture. Cotton lets your skin breathe, reducing the risk of irritation and infection. Adult Medical Symbol Part 5. Expert Insight. Interview with Dr. Ellen Hart, OB-GYN. To get deeper insight, I spoke with Dr. Ellen Hart, a board-certified OB-GYN with over 30 years of experience treating women over 60. Many of my patients come in worried they're doing something wrong because they're experiencing odor or discomfort. But usually, it's not a sign of disease, it's a sign of interference. Our bodies are beautifully designed. We just need to stop fighting them. Dr. Hart shared some sobering stats. Over 30% of women over 60 report recurrent vaginal infections. Many of these cases are linked to improper hygiene practices. Only 1 in 5 women understand the role of vaginal pH. She emphasized that education is key. Knowledge is power. Once women understand how their bodies work, they're empowered to make choices that support their health, not sabotage it. Pushpin Part 6. Action steps you can take today. Here's what you can do starting tonight. Throw out any scented wipes, sprays, or douches. Switch to a fragrance-free, pH-balanced cleanser if needed. Rinse with warm water only during your next shower. Choose cotton underwear and avoid tight synthetic fabrics. Talk to your doctor if you continue to have issues. Handshake Part 7. A message to my sisters. Ladies, you deserve to feel confident, comfortable, and clean without pain, embarrassment, or confusion. You've spent decades caring for others, raising families, building careers, surviving life's ups and downs. Now it's time to care for yourself in a way that honors your body, not fights it. Your body is not broken. It's beautiful, it's strong, and it knows how to heal if we just give it the chance. So next time you step into the shower, remind yourself, I'm not dirty. I'm not smelly. I'm not flawed. I am whole. I am enough. Headphone Episode 2. The Hidden Danger of Reusing That Musty Towel. Have you ever stepped out of a hot shower, wrapped yourself in your favorite towel, and thought, this feels so good, only to notice later that faint musty smell clinging to your skin? I know I have. And guess what? It wasn't me, it was my towel. Let me tell you about the time I realized my towel was working against me. It started with a subtle smell. Nothing strong, just off. At first, I blamed my soap, then my deodorant, even my laundry detergent. But no matter how many times I changed products, that same musty scent kept coming back, especially on humid days. Then one morning, after scrubbing every inch of my bathroom, I caught a whiff of something sour as I reached for my towel. That's when it hit me. My towel was the problem all along. And I'm not alone. In fact, doctors say this is one of the most common yet overlooked causes of odor and skin irritation among women over 65. So today, we're diving into why not washing your towels often enough can make you feel less fresh than you think, and how a simple habit change can transform your hygiene routine forever. Speech Balloon Part 1. The Science Behind a Smelly Towel. Let's get real for a moment. We all love our favorite towels, soft, fluffy, comforting. But here's the truth. A damp towel is basically a 5-star hotel for bacteria. Every time you step out of the shower, you leave behind moisture, dead skin cells, sweat, and oils. That warm, humid environment becomes a breeding ground for microbes like bacteria, mold, and mildew. One study published in the Journal of Applied Microbiology found that bath towels used daily without washing could harbor over 30 different types of bacteria, including E. coli and Staphylococcus aureus, 2 strains known to cause skin infections and unpleasant odors. And if your bathroom has poor ventilation, no window, weak exhaust fan, things get worse fast. Those germs don't just stay on your towel. They transfer onto your clean skin, causing irritation, breakouts, or even recurring rashes. I learned this the hard way when I developed a strange red rash on my arms and shoulders. I went to the doctor, thinking it was an allergic reaction to lotion or laundry detergent. She asked one question that changed everything. When was the last time you washed your towel? After switching to a fresh one and adopting a new washing schedule, the rash cleared up within days. So part 2. How often should you really wash your towel? Now, let's talk numbers. Dermatologists recommend washing your bath towel after every 3 to 4 uses. If you live in a humid climate or your bathroom lacks proper airflow, aim for every 2 uses. Here's what happens if you wait too long. Bacteria multiply rapidly. Mold starts to grow in the fibers. A musty odor develops. Skin irritation occurs. Risk of infection increases, especially for those with sensitive skin or conditions like eczema or diabetes. But here's the thing, most of us don't follow this rule. Why? Because we think, I'm clean when I use it, so it stays clean. Or maybe we're trying to save water, or we simply forget. I used to be guilty of all 3. Back when I lived alone, I'd reuse the same towel for a week, sometimes longer. I thought I was being eco-friendly. But really, I was just giving bacteria a cozy place to hang out. Lotion bottle part 3. My towel transformation, from stinky to fresh. So how did I fix it? First, I bought 3 high-quality cotton towels. Then I created a towel rotation system. 1 in use, 1 air drying, 1 freshly laundered and ready to go. This way, I always had a dry, clean towel waiting, no excuses. I also made sure to fully spread out my towel after each use instead of bunching it up. Hang it in a well-ventilated area, away from the shower spray and toilet plume. We'll talk more about that in another episode. Wash them weekly in hot water with a cup of white vinegar to kill bacteria and remove lingering odors. Within a week, I noticed a huge difference. My skin felt cleaner. My bathroom smelled fresher. And that annoying rash? Gone. Adult Medical Symbol Part 4. Expert Insight. Interview with Dr. Lisa Morgan, dermatologist. To dig deeper, I spoke with Dr. Lisa Morgan, a dermatologist who specializes in senior skin health. She confirmed what I suspected. Towels are often overlooked in hygiene routines. People assume because they're dry and fluffy, they're clean. But in reality, they're some of the most germ-laden items in your home. She added, for older adults, whose skin is thinner and more prone to irritation, reusing dirty towels can lead to persistent itching, redness, and even secondary infections. It's a small change with a big impact. Washing towels regularly can prevent a lot of unnecessary discomfort. She also gave a tip that surprised me. If you want your towels to stay softer and smell better longer, avoid fabric softener sheets. They coat the fibers and reduce absorbency. Instead, add half a cup of baking soda to your wash cycle for extra freshness. Basket Part 5. Practical tips to keep your towels clean and fresh. Let's wrap this up with a few actionable tips you can start using today. White heavy checkmark, wash your bath towel every 3 to 4 uses. White heavy checkmark, use cotton towels. They're breathable and easier to clean. White heavy checkmark, dry your towel completely after each use. White heavy checkmark, rotate between at least 3 towels. White heavy checkmark, wash in hot water with vinegar or baking soda. White heavy checkmark, avoid leaving damp towels on the floor or bunched up. White heavy checkmark, consider a small dehumidifier in your bathroom if you live in a humid area. And here's a bonus tip from personal experience. Don't share towels, even with family. Everyone has their own unique microbiome, and sharing towels can spread bacteria, yeast, or even fungal infections like athlete's foot. Handshake Part 6. Final thoughts, small habits, big results. Ladies, we've spent decades taking care of everyone else. Now it's time to take care of ourselves down to the smallest details. Your towel might seem like a minor part of your hygiene routine, but trust me, it plays a bigger role than you think. Keeping it clean isn't just about smelling fresh. It's about protecting your skin, your health, and your confidence. So next time you reach for your towel, remember, you deserve to feel clean inside and out. And that starts with a towel that smells like sunshine, not mildew.